So what's new for this fine Sunday, my friends? Let me adjust my mic here real quick. Test, test. All right, can you guys hear me now? Let's see, do the volume a little bit higher. I think that's a little better. All right, I think we're good now. Test, test. I think we're good now. Okay. Now can you guys hear me better? All right. Very good. Sounds good? No, we can't. Well, which is it? Pick one and let me know. Okay, thank you. Very good. So the big news this past week in general had to be all the hoopla surrounding Zoom, the video conferencing app. A lot of talk about its lack of security protocols and privacy. I'm not really surprised so much about the privacy issue, but the security holes, I was a little bit surprised about that. You know, this company has been around a while. It's not free. They do offer a free version. It's somewhat limited. But even the CEO had to admit that they fracked up, as it were, and they have to make it better. But I wanted to show you something real quick here. Skype is one of my favorite apps to use for face-to-face. You can now do Skype without an account. You do not have to sign up, kind of like Jitsi. Yeah, you do not have to sign up. You create your meeting, as you see here. It's free conference calls, no sign-ups, no downloads. So check it out if you're interested in doing Skype. But this is very nice. It used to be in the past you had to sign up, log in and all that. I haven't used Skype this year. I used it quite a bit last year. But this is not bad. Considering now you do not have to sign up for anything. I don't know how this will last. I guess they're calling this Meet Now on Skype. So check it out if you guys are interested. It might be something to look into. If we have anybody new watching who wants to say hello, say hello. The other news is there was some, Google is donating a bunch of Chromebooks, I believe it's out west in California, to students who are stuck at home. Disadvantaged students. They are giving away some Chromebooks and some free Wi-Fi. I'm not sure for how long. Good for them. And the highly touted, the highly reviewed, I haven't looked at it personally, the Samsung's Galaxy Chromebook with the 4K display is scheduled to be released soon. For what I've seen, a beautiful machine right up there with the MacBook Airs. You know, beautiful Chromebook machine at a reasonable price at $9.99. If you're looking for a high-end Chromebook, that might be the one to go with. I wouldn't mind having something like that if I had the budget for it. I don't, but that would be a beautiful machine to do live streaming with, I'm sure. That's scheduled to be released soon. If you haven't already checked, I did a quick tutorial how to check your expiration date on the Chromebook. Should be, for all the new ones coming out this year, should be 6.5 years. Or longer. That's up to Google. Whatever they want to do with their Chromebooks. So check it out. Hello, Kenny. Welcome. Good morning to you, sir. Someone had mentioned the Pinebook Pro. That one, I believe, starts at about $200. Maybe as an alternative to the Chromebook. The thing is, Chromebooks have proven themselves. They've been around now almost 10 years, and the one I have is flawless. I haven't noticed any bugs. If there are bugs in it, I haven't seen any. You know, I use that more than my ThinkPads. Nothing wrong with the ThinkPads, but I love speed, and I think the next one I get will be, slightly, nicer display, slightly faster processor, more RAM, so I can do the live streaming from that. But in terms of affordability and security, especially for Windows users who might not, need Windows 10 anymore, I really don't have the time to tinker with Linux and download anything. Chromebooks are the way to go, and they generally start at about $200, as you well know. Let me turn on the ticker feed on the top and see what else catches my eye for this morning. Music, once again, is from the YouTube audio library. It's free to download and check out and to use in your streams and your podcasts, so check it out. The next Linux A-Team is scheduled for Friday coming up. I'm still looking for sponsors for those shows. I haven't been able to find any. I came close a couple times, but this whole virus thingy has kind of, messed things up somewhat. So if anybody would like to sponsor that show, just go ahead and send me an email. I've had a few inquiries. Thank you for asking. So that is tentatively scheduled for this Friday. Don't have a topic for it yet, but I'll let you guys know. So there's a new GNOME release, 3.36 has been released. Of course, Ubuntu Standard uses the GNOME desktop environment. It's getting better. It's getting better. It's not my favorite. Mate is still my favorite. I guess if I had to describe Mate or the old GNOME 2 style desktop, it is a Mate is a simplicity standard. It just works. Workflow is easy, navigation is smooth. Not so much in the GNOME desktop. They still need to tweak it somewhat to make it a little bit more user friendly. But in terms of Ubuntu stability, it rocks. They've done very well. Ubuntu has done very well as a quality standard for Linux, as they've done now for quite a few years, really since 2016, in my opinion. So, I won't mention Windows 10 anymore. Well, for a while. As you well know, they continue to have their issues with quality control. So, yeah. Taxes have been tax time. has been extended for, what, 3 months. So the question is, will you guys be buying anything new with your tax returns? I love orange juice in the morning. It's great. Ah, delicious. I got the blues, baby. Yeah. I might go jogging today. Should be nice and sunny and warm enough. No excuse not to. So what are you guys doing this morning? Any plans for today? Saw a good movie last week, 1917. Check it out, good story. Very realistic looking. I think it won an Academy Award for cinematography. A lot of the Hollywood blockbusters have been delayed for release. The new James Bond movie was scheduled release this week, has been delayed. I believe Top Gun 2 Maverick has been delayed. Tom Cruise was shooting the next Mission Impossible movie. In Venice, that's been delayed shooting until summer at the earliest. I wonder how much Linux they use for their special effects in movies. Just curious. Well, here's an interesting article, how to keep your Zoom chats private and secure. Yeah, don't use it. That's how you keep it bada-bing. Private and secure, right? Here, let's transition here. Let's do this. So and then it says, forget Zoom, Skype unveils free Meet Now video calls. Really? Google's or Amazon's Project Tempo could arrive this year to take on Google Stadia. That's interesting. The new MacBook Air fails the coronavirus challenge, huh? It got infected? How was that possible? Well, that's an interesting article there. Coronavirus has created a sex boom, but maybe not a baby boom. Okay. Hello, Michael. Oh wow, you have the entire box set of The Dark Shadows from the 70s? Holy cow. Nice. Dark Shadows. Hello, Alan. How are you? You're a great fan from the show. Toss my OS is Makulu. Greetings from Belgium. Oh, wow. Belgium. Nice. Doesn't the new Makulu look freaking awesome? Yeah, lots of eye candy. Welcome from Belgium. Awesome. Hello, Michael Gerardy. Hope I said that right. How are you, sir? It's midnight there where you are at. Well, where are you? Michael Gerardy, where are you if it's midnight there? Really? It's midnight there? Wow. Okay. Well, welcome to the Good Morning Facebook wanted to buy Pegasus spyware. Uh-oh. Ah, you're in Queensland, Australia, mate. Oh, cool. I love Australia. It's so beautiful down there. You're just a bit tired? Well, if you're going to be a little tired staying up, then this is the place to be, right, Michael? Welcome to the show. Use your bite. Okay, are we still here? Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of traffic on the internet. You know, sometimes slowing things down. So I think we're still going, are we? So nothing I can do about that, really. Yeah. Yes, Mokulu is great. Faster than MX Linux. It probably is, yeah. Okay, we should be back with the stream. Again, I'm sure there's lots of traffic on the internet on the weekends, people staying home in general, so really nothing I can do about that. But I'm looking at it now. I think we're okay right now, right, guys? Looks like I'm in the green here. Okay. So this person turned an old Chromebook Pixel into a native Linux laptop running Ubuntu. Well, that's interesting. Yep, the beta is out now for Ubuntu Focal Fossa. Stream's good now? Okay, thanks guys. Yeah, I know there's a delay, but yeah, it looks green on my end. It did go red for a few seconds. Not sure if rebooting my router would help, but I won't do that now, of course. Again, with all the traffic on the web, I'm not surprising this is happening, so. I'm curious about this, how this dude turned a Pixel into a native Linux laptop running Ubuntu. I'll have to check that out later. So Linux Mint 20, Ulyana. That's Russian for... I read that, and now I forget. Do we have any Russians watching? Ulyana. You know, I stopped in... last week I stopped in my local Walmart last week, and they actually had 2 Chromebooks there on display. I was impressed. They had one Chromebook I think was an HP, and I forget the other one. But I was there grocery shopping at Walmart. I walked back in the electronics section, as I sometimes do, just to browse. And they had 2 Chromebooks on display, fully functional. I'm like, cool. It's back, yeah, I can see it's hopping in and out from red to green. Anyway, I don't know if you guys heard, but I was in Walmart last week and they had 2 Chromebooks on display, which I thought was cool. So we have a PinePhone Community Edition Linux phone. Man, so much hype about these Linux phones, pure Linux phones, and so much disappointment. You know. System 76 Thelio, major player for Linux workstations. Chrome, Skype, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, VS Code, unofficially available for Clear Linux. Well, that's interesting. Linus Torvalds ponders, is Linux 5.6 going well because it's bug-free or thanks to that other bug? I have no idea what that means. This was a weird article last month. Windows 10 isn't the most vulnerable operating system, it's actually Linux. I'm not too sure about that one, guys. Yeah. That seems weird to me, so. Linux, no need to be afraid of the penguin. I'm not. So AWS has launched a Linux OS, really? Amazon Web Services has launched a Linux OS? Huh. Okay. Proton Mail Bridge officially available for Linux, Windows, and Mac. I use Proton Mail, very good mail client. Manjaro Linux Tuxedo Computers launch custom Infinity Book laptop. Okay. Have you guys seen any Chromebooks at your local Walmart or Office Max or wherever that you shop? I think that's a good sign. So the Pinebook Pro has a new Manjaro KDE. I wonder why they're picking Manjaro. Interesting. So you have seen Chromebooks at Walmart, Kenny? Good. Anyway. Yeah, so this is the Galaxy Chromebook. Looks like April 6th. Beautiful machine for what I've seen. Yeah, I don't know about the Windows thing, Michael, yeah. Although I do believe that Windows 10, you know, with all the security updates, is secure. It may not be private, but really Windows 10's issue isn't really security, it's update crashes. Lack of quality control is the problem. Hi, Chase. So yeah, Best Buy has a Chromebook section. Nice. I haven't been to Best Buy in a while. We have no Best Buy here. The closest Best Buy is about 30 miles away each way. It's kind of annoying. I wonder how many they are selling of those Chromebooks. It looks like the stream is kicking in and out. Oh well. Well, let's see here. A Samsung Chromebook to $179. Speaking of Walmart, let's see here. The best Chromebooks at Walmart. Well, let's take a look. Michael, you have the Acer and Asus, and you have MX Linux or MX19 and Linux Mint. Okay, cool. The Acer Chromebook, is that the one with the stereo speakers on the side of the keyboard? That's the one I have, but don't they sound great if that's the one that you have? So they like the Lenovo, HP, Asus recertified, and the Acer Chromebook 715. Interesting. That's a slick looking black one there. And best for students, the Asus Chromebook Flip C2214. Lots of choices. There's a big screen there, 15.6 inch. The sound is impressive compared to your HP and ThinkPad. Yeah, absolutely. None of my laptops sound as good as the Acer. None of them. Just a fine machine, you know. Well, here's the best Chromebooks under $200. I wonder which ones those are. Let's take a look. These are the smaller machines that wouldn't make sense. 14-inch, 11.6-inch. Acer Chromebook 15 refurbished. Yeah, I have something similar to this one here. Actually, it might be this one, come to think of it. But it has these two speakers here you can barely see maybe on each side, and they sound terrific. I can crank this sucker up and fill up the whole room. Yeah, if I was going to recommend the Chromebook for a Windows user, the first Chromebook, check out the Acer 15 for $200 some dollars. Really nice machine. Nice big screen, stereo speakers. It may not be the fastest out there that Chromebook makes, but it's fast enough, so definitely check it out. Again, if there's anybody new watching and wants to say hello or has a question about Linux or technology in general, now's your chance to say hello. So some Chromebooks are getting 8-year updates. That's interesting. Yeah, cool. So, Alan, you have 4 machines, 2 with Linux, 1 MX, the second on Makulu, and 2 Windows machines. So the Makulu is a Pentium dual core, 3 gigahertz, 4 gig of RAM. Yeah, with those specs, that Makulu should fly. One thing about standard Ubuntu, even though it looks gorgeous, it's still somewhat of a RAM hog. It just doesn't feel as smooth or as speedy as it should. You know, with Ubuntu, you really need at least 4 gigs for it to run it comfortably, as you would Windows 10. But putting that aside, Ubuntu's nice, but yeah, it still needs some kind of performance enhancements, and that's why I don't use it every day. But Makulu, I installed that on my old Toshiba, a 12-year-old Toshiba laptop, Alan, dual core with 3 gigs of RAM, and it flew. Very impressive. Very impressive. Yep, if you have an old PC, yep, Makulu Linux is perfectly fine, yes. So Apple Music, I'm looking at the ticker feed, was the 2nd biggest global music streaming service in 2019. Not surprising. I wonder who was number 1, maybe Spotify? Let's take a quick look on the Ubuntu blog and see what's here. The State of Robotics. That should be an interesting read. Kenny asks, have I ever cloned Windows from a hard drive to a SSD? Yes, I've done it twice. Takes maybe, depending on the size, the amount of the transfer, an hour and a half, Kenny, but I've done it twice. Obviously, any OS will run faster on an SSD, but I've used free software to do that. One is called, I think it's called EaseUS. Now that you mention it, let me see. EaseUS, I believe, is... Yeah, see, it's an editor's choice from Softpedia. And the other one was AM... Oh, Michael, you use EaseUS? Yeah, AMOIE or AMEI. Some weird... Okay, so it's Aomi. I use this one too. I believe there is or was a free version of this. Macrium Reflect. I'm not familiar with that one. Reflect. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I liked EaseUS because it was super easy, hence the word easy or ease. I'm not sure, but cool. But yeah, it can be somewhat time consuming, Kenny, but I think, you know, it's one of those things where most new Windows 10 machines, they have a backup separate partition in the hard drive. So if you have to reinstall Windows 10, you just reboot the PC, and it's usually one of the function keys that gets you to the system recovery partition. But that being said, it's nice to have a backup of your system as is, meaning what is your Windows 10 current state. Not just your software, but your files, folders, because if you reinstall Windows 10, it deletes all your files and folders that you added afterwards. You have to reinstall that. Whereas with a backup, with a full system backup, if the original hard drive goes bad, you installed your backup SSD, and well, you know what I mean. So Michael, you've also used Macrium Reflect. Okay. Only the vendor solution failed. Okay. But cool. So yeah, if we have any Windows users out there, you should definitely do a backup to an SSD. I recommend at least a 240 gigabyte external drive. Probably more if you're going to have a lot of videos, files, and folders. I did it as a test. I just used 120 gig Kingston SSD I bought off of Amazon. I'm actually running that with my Ubuntu Mate right now. But yeah, you should have at least 1 or 2 complete backups of your Windows 10. And you should have several external drives just to back up files and folders. And I do that once a month. I don't use, for files and folder backups, I don't use specific software. I just use the Kingston SSD. Let's see here. Yeah, SSD. This is what I bought in the past. These here. You recently had to reinstall Windows 10, not an upgrade or repair, and it placed all your old files into Windows.old folder. Yeah, I believe that is correct, Michael. Yeah. Yeah. Now, I don't think that does it when you're backing it up as a clone. I don't think it does that folder, does it? I think it's on a system restore reinstall. I think it does it, but not on a clone. It just clones what you have, which is an exact copy, if I am not mistaken, right? I think so. Well, speaking of Windows 10, let's see what's any news on there. Why not? Change your password to a PIN. Seems to me a longer password would be more secure than a numbers, right? Microsoft accidentally reveals huge changes coming to Windows 10. What? It'll be more stable? Bada boom. New malware locks you out of Windows 10. Oh joy. So can you have a flash drive for Windows 10 reinstalls? Yeah, I went to the Microsoft website and created a Windows 10 bootable stick in case I ever need it to repair the bootloader or reinstall from that. I just had to have that on the separate USB stick just in case, but really haven't had to use it. Maybe once? Yeah. Yeah, sector by sector for the most part. Yeah, Michael, yeah. Of course, if you do that, do you really need the old Windows 10 old folder? It just takes up space, so what's the point? I guess it's there in case you got to back up something else. So I guess that's not a bad idea. Oh man, Windows 10 KB454133 is causing a BSOD boot failure. Oh, Microsoft, you've gone to the dark side. Anyway. Alright, why don't we give this a 5-minute warning, and then we'll wrap it up, I guess, for this morning, for this Good Morning Linux Live. Great to have you here, as always. One last call if there's anybody new watching. If not said hello yet and have a question, please do ask. The good part about Mac and Reflect is you can clone from a larger drive to a smaller one, as well as the other. Yeah, as well as the other way around. Yeah, some of the software, if the hard drive size don't match, it won't let you do it. So yeah, that's definitely a big plus. Yes, the major changes in Windows 10 is that you can now download your approved viruses right from the App Store during an update. I saw a report on that. You know, we should do a video, a live show, why Windows users should switch to Linux. That should be the topic of the year. Years ago, I did a video why Windows users can't switch to Linux. So the topic was why Windows users can't switch to Linux, and it was comparing Windows 7 to Linux. But of course now Windows 7 has expired. I took the video down, but that was a unique video. It had hundreds of likes, hundreds of dislikes. You can guess who liked it, who didn't like it. But back then it made sense. Of course now with Windows 10 gone, it's kind of pointless. But now it's the opposite. So it should be why Windows users should switch to Linux. Hello, Harlequin. And may have times of change, and if you well, more than a few years, but it wasn't really that long ago, right? 5 years ago? Windows 7 was king? Anyway. Harlequin, why does your entire Bionic upgrade break because of one post-fix error? I have not come across that. I don't know. Have you checked the forums? Yeah, I did an upgrade and no problems. Clonezilla can't do that. Yeah, right. With, like I said, with some of the software, it's the hard drive size, the backup, I believe, has to match the original, or else it will not do it. Yeah. So the upgrade is just breaking after it tries to install and you reboot and there's an error? Is that the issue? Or it's just breaking altogether? Yeah, I haven't had any problems. I've done 2 tests. Have not had any issue, but I would check the form. I mean, it is still a beta, Harlequin, so, you know, yeah, I'm sure there'll be some bugs, but that's why I did the Ubuntu upgrade on my backup machine and not on the main one. But you're probably not the only one. Conflicting packages, that'll do it. That can cause a problem, yeah. Sometimes I run into issues when I install different desktop environments on top of the default environment. For example, in the past I would have Ubuntu as my default desktop, but maybe I would install something else on top of it, log in and out, to have different desktop environments, and that would be, yeah, that can be a bit messy and cause problems. I don't do that anymore, so, but I did it out of curiosity. Ubuntu forum solves pretty much all of the problems. Yeah, that is a great friendly forum. I've gone there occasionally when I had a question or I had forgotten how to fix something. And it's usually the terminal commands that I just don't have all memorized. Harlequin, but yeah, the Ubuntu forum and the Ubuntu Mate forums are awesome. Very user friendly. Yeah, so check those out. But I haven't had any issues. Yeah, at least not yet, so. Okay, Harlequin, yeah. Alright, my friends, is there anything else? We're going to wrap this up here in a minute. Wish you guys a terrific day and a terrific week to come, as always. Now we'll start my day. I leave you guys with a joke. Alright, here's the joke. How do you know when you're in love with a robot? There's a spark between you. Ba-da-boom. Anyway. It's one of those goofy Alexa jokes, but it made me laugh, so yeah. Anyway. Alright, my friends, on that note, have a terrific day, a terrific week. Keep in touch. And be safe, as always, and I'll catch you on the next one. Arrivederci.